What's going on, guys? Jack here and welcome back to a FIFA 16 squad builder. It's actually my first squad builder this year on FIFA 16, and as always I like to start off with a nice cheap team, one that everybody that's watching my video can actually afford. So as you can see, we're in the 4-4-2 formation. That's not the formation we're using today. We're going to be using a 4-3-1-2. There it is. So before we actually start to add players into the team, if you want to subscribe, make sure you do so, because I will be uploading some more squad builders and also some more Road to Glory later this week. Well, tomorrow and the day after that for the next month or two. So make sure you subscribe if you enjoy that kind of stuff. Also, let's see if we can smash 3,000 likes on this video. So without further ado, let's get into the squad. So in the goal we have gone for Vorm. As you can see here, I actually paid 500 coins for this guy. He plays for Spurs. He's 80 rated. He's pretty decent. He's 6 foot tall, so he's not one of those really big lanky goalkeepers, but he is pretty decent. He does what he says he's going to do, and that is an 80 rated goalkeeper. You can't really expect too much from him, but again, he actually does perform quite well generally in most of the games that I've played so far. So for the two centre backs, I went for Evans and I also went for Basong. As you can see, both non-rare players again, but let's have a look at some of their card stats. So we've got 69 pace on Basong, 76 defending and 81 physical. He's a very strong player, 6 foot 2, so he's pretty decent in the air. His work rates aren't exactly ideal. I'd prefer to have him with high attacking, defensive work rates and medium kind of attacking, or even low attacking work rates. That would have been better, but he still performs well, and in this formation his work rates don't affect him too badly. Now if we go over to Evans, as you can see, he's got medium defensive and low attacking, which is pretty decent. He's got a little bit more pace with 70 pace, 80 defending and 75 physical stats. Again, 6 foot 2, so he's nice and strong in the air, good on corner situations, and just generally being strong against the other attackers that are going to be hitting your defence. Moving into the left back and the right back position, as you can see here, we have Bertrand as well as, I think his name is Trippier, and they're both awesome players, both non-rare again, both very cheap for about 1,000 coins or less. Now this guy is 5'10", 78 pace, 78 defending, 74 physical and 75 dribbling. He's got 3-star weak foot, which is pretty decent, but the fact that he's left footed is very important because this year crossing is much more effective. So I like to cross in the ball over to the striker, which you'll see soon. And again, Trippier, this guy, 4-star weak foot, so he could actually cross with his weak foot. He's right footed too, which is good on that side of the pitch. He's got high work rate, 79 pace, 75 defending, 74 physical, 72 passing and 71 dribbling. Very good defenders, and they're also very good at going forward. For the midfield positions, I decided to go for Jack Wilshere, Herrera and also Van Ginkel. So Van Ginkel is the lowest rated, probably the worst out of all the three of them, but is still pretty decent. 4-star weak foot, 3-star skills, and he's 6'1" tall, so he's quite strong, and he's not too slow. He's not too shabby, he's pretty decent at passing, and that is actually again another factor for FIFA 16 that you're going to need. So Jack Wilshere here, 81 rated for a non-rare player, is pretty decent, 76 pace. He's obviously actually declining over the years, but he's still very good, and I prefer to pay him in the middle because he's got better work rates to match the centre of the pitch as opposed to the other two, which both have high attacking work rates. Now Herrera is actually a real favourite of mine because he's 6 foot tall, but he has 84 dribbling, which means if you hold LTRT, his dribbling is awesome. He's also got 4-star skills, so you can do the chop, you can do some scoop turns every now and again to catch your your opponents out. So he's an effective player, and I really like to use him. Even though I've only scored 2 goals and 1 assist, he actually does a lot more in the game, and a lot less goals are scored on FIFA 16, so there's a lot of chances that you won't see in the gameplay that he actually does create. For the cam position, I decided to go for a 78 rated non-rare player again called Ramirez, 74 pace, 81 dribbling, 4-star skills, and obviously that ties in with the dribbling. And we've got 77 passing on him, which is good because his ball control is pretty decent, and just generally his dribbling is awesome. He scored 4 goals, 5 assists, and for FIFA 16 score lines, they're not particularly that high. So many games have ended 0-0 for me, or just 1-0, so to have 4 goals with 5 assists is actually pretty decent. The two strikers I decided to go for was Shane Long and also Origi. I'm not really sure how you pronounce his name, but they're both awesome. I actually went for Shane Long because every single year I pick him for my cheap teams, and he always seems to be a great player, and his stats haven't changed much over the years. So he's got 84 pace, 74 dribbling. 74 dribbling isn't great to be honest, but he's got 74 shooting, which is actually pretty decent. He's got 81 physical stats, I think mostly because he has high jumping, and the jumping stats go onto your physical stats, so he actually wins a lot of headers, a lot more than you would expect anyway. If you want to cross the ball in, that's something that he will be effective at. Then obviously Origi here, he's actually got 4-star skills, which I like, obviously for those Berber spins, the chops, as I said with Ramirez, very effective to have 4-star skillers in your attack force. He's got 85 pace as well, 76 dribbling, 74 shooting, just like Long, and they perform really well as a duo. So this has been the squad building part of the video. Obviously, if you want to put a manager on, you can do. I wanted to show you that you can get full chemistry without a manager if you want. All my squad builders will have that. But that's enough talking. Let's get into the actual goals part of the video and see how they perform. So guys, getting into the gameplay, I'm going to break down and show you guys, or yeah, literally just let you know how to use this team, what's the most effective way, which players really stand out, and how to play it in certain situations. So obviously, I did say at the start of the video, this is my first squad builder, and actually some of the first gameplay of me playing FIFA 16, some of these goals were literally like my third game into Ultimate Team and playing against people online. So I might have been shooting wrong, I might have been making the wrong movements. Basically, I should have done certain things differently, but generally this team, it's a good all-rounder team. It's not built for pace, it's not built for, you know, strength or anything like that, you know, physical strength. It's a good all-round team. It's got the pace in the areas that you need it to. It's got some fast centre-backs, some fast wingers, good passes. You know, it's a good all-round team is what I'm trying to say. So obviously we've got up front Shane Long and obviously Origi, or whatever you want to call him. I don't really know how you pronounce the G in his name because it's Belgium, but Shane Long always impresses me every single year. He's always like a, you know, one of those players that you can always have loads of them on the market, and he always sells for cheap. And it's this, you know, this year is no different. He's exactly the same. He's only got 3-star skills. I wish he had 4-star skills, but his shooting is great, and his finishing generally is just pretty awesome as well. But he has got some really good jumping, which means he wins headers a lot of the time. Basically, you can be just free balling it over to him, and he'll chest it down as well because he's got that jumping stat to be able to get it onto his chest. Now, Origi, 4-star skills. You'll see me now and again use the scoop turn and the Berber spin in this gameplay, and it's the same with Ramirez as well, because obviously in the cam position you get that opportunity. And here I go. So I go on a little bit of a tear there with Origi. As you can see, it's on a counter attack, maybe a corner or something like that, and I then put it over to Ramirez, and he puts it into Wilshere, and Wilshere finishes with his right foot. So let's move on to the midfield of this team. You know, what's good about that? How should you use this team now? To be totally honest, Van Ginkel did not impress me too much. He was pretty much just a chemistry filler, one of those players that you can get in your team. He doesn't really stand out too much, but you know, if you don't put too much on him, he's not going to do anything bad for you. It's just if you expect too much from him, he will let you down. For example, if you go to run up the pitch and try and outpace everyone, he's not going to be able to do it because he's only got 75 pace. But he's a good all-round player, nothing amazing. Whereas Wilshere, you know, you've got to use him to their advantages. So he's got 84 dribbling, he's a little bit smaller, more agile, and you want to kind of stick to that. You know, don't try and outpace people, or you know, use him for his physical strength. Try to stay away from them, dribble around them, and just use his left foot to use that driven pass and spread it out wide, basically. And it's the same with Ferreira as well, except you can dribble with him because he's 6 foot tall, and he's a lot quicker than what it says, which is 75 pace. So that is generally how I use my midfield on this team. Now into the defence, it's just self-explanatory. A lot of it is interceptions, which is done by the AI, but we've got 69 pace and 70 pace for the centre-backs, and they're both 6'2" tall, so they'll just handle their own business. Left back and right back aren't the paciest, but you do not need a lot of pace to catch up to the wingers this year, which is obviously good for building teams like this on the cheap. So that has been the gameplay part of this video. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe if you want to see some more squad builders. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys later. Bye.